Hey, Justin Dyson here at Dyson Apiaries. Today we're going to talk about the importance of keeping little 5-frame nuke colonies or some sort of nukes within your apiaries. We have a couple hives here that look like they've come up queenless, and we're in late summer, last day of August, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do with this nuke. Stick right with us. So on 8/22, I checked this hive and they appeared to be queenless. I had no brood, they were a little buzzy, no eggs, didn't find any queen cells, nothing. So when I was checking them, since I couldn't be for sure, I didn't have a queen with me, I put a frame of young brood up in the top. And I did that just as kind of an experiment. It's been a little over a week ago, about 10 days, 9 days. So if they were in fact queenless, I should see some queen cells right about time to hatch. So this is going to be kind of my determinant of what's going on here. And sure enough, that's exactly what I found. So they are in fact queenless. Here are some queen cells. These are what we'd call emergency cells. They took a larva that was 3 days or less old and started feeding it queen jelly and are making themselves a queen. So this is one of the reasons that I like to keep some nukes running year round. When we have a hive in this condition that is queenless, here we are, we're like the last day of August. It's difficult to introduce a queen this time of year. They're not really making any honey. I'm not saying you can't do it, but it's difficult. In addition, this hive's a little behind on bee numbers and things like that. And I can take this nuke right here and I can just put them straight with this hive right here. And 99 times out of 100, they will accept that queen because I'm putting bees, brood, and the queen all together within the hive. So I'm gonna kind of demonstrate how I'll do that. So like I showed you, this was a frame of brood with some queen cells on it. I'm gonna go ahead and shake those bees off of there. And I'm actually going to go ahead and shake a lot of these bees off from up here in the top. I know there's no queen, so no concerns there. Of course, we're fixing a queenless situation. So you see I still have some foundation up here. This hive is definitely behind. Already treating with Apivar. And if my queen introduction here is successful, this hive will actually come out really well because it will have a young queen. They will have had a brood cycle break. So that's going to help us with our Varroa situation. So I got this little nuke here, and this is only, I didn't even look, but I think it's like a 2-frame nuke. It's not really strong enough to overwinter anyway, so it's a great opportunity to use them to get this hive back in shape. See, this hive still got some foundation in it. Not a strong nuke. It was probably one of my queen castles that I just converted over to a 5-frame nuke as I was shutting those down for the season. And there's this pretty Cordovan queen. I'm gonna wait to put her in there for just a second. I'm gonna go ahead and get her bees in there. This hive is actually struggling because they don't really have enough honey, so this is gonna fix 2 situations. And I'm gonna catch her and I'm gonna put her right at the top up here so that she's got a good little buffer between the bees of the other hive so that they can acclimate. I'm gonna take this frame here that had queen cells on it and some good sealed brood. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut those queen cells out because we don't want that now that we have a queen in there. You really got to shake the bees off to make sure you get all those because they're hard to spot. And if they have a queen cell, greatly diminishes the possibility of that queen being accepted. See, right there's one. I just about missed it. Some nice new comb we drew out this year. I'm gonna go ahead and put that Apiaries strip right back in there. And that hive, we'll come back and check it in about a week, but that hive, I could about guarantee you that hive will be queen right now. Hey guys, thanks for watching. There's a couple things we can learn from this particular video. There's a lot of times all throughout the year I get calls about somebody wanting a queen, and a lot of times I'll ask them a couple questions and it's kind of uncertain whether or not there may be a virgin queen in the hive, and they're really difficult to locate a lot of times. So in this particular instance, it was August 22nd. I went into there was actually two hives at that apiary. Had the same situation. They were a little buzzy when I opened them up. Kind of gave me an inclination or maybe something wrong. I start going through frames. I can't find any eggs, any young larvae. There's a little bit of sealed brood left, and I don't see any queen cells or anything like that. I don't see any hatched queen cells, and it's just kind of one of those situations. I'm pretty confident that there is not a queen in the hive, but there's still that slight possibility there's a virgin queen. So if I just introduce a queen to this hive, that queen is not going to make it. The queen that's already in the hive, if they have one, will be the one to succeed. So what I did here was I went to a hive right beside of them, and I found a frame that had some young larvae, 3 days or less, or eggs, and I put that frame up. I put it up in the top where I knew which frame it was, and I left them alone. And today is 8/30, August 30th. So it's been 8 days since I did that. So if we take a 3-day-old egg and then a 3-day-old larva, which is the oldest that a queen can be made is at the 3rd day of the larva stage. So if we take that 6, and then we got 10 more days before that queen would hatch at 16 days, I came back at 8 days. If I would have waited till 10 days, some of those queen cells would already hatched and I would have had a mess. But I came back at 8 days, and by doing so, I pulled that frame out and I saw queen cells on it. Now, if I wouldn't have seen queen cells on that frame, that would have told me, hey, there's already a queen in here. Could be a virgin queen. But I would have then went down in the bottom of the hive, and maybe if it was a virgin queen, she would have already been laying by that point. But I saw queen cells, so that tells me right off there's no queen in this hive. So what I did, the purpose of what I showed you today was showing the importance of keeping nucs in your apiary. If you have 10 hives, you need at least 1 nuc in your apiary year-round. Well, maybe not during the winter, but you need at least 1 nuc for 10 hives. If you have 50 hives, I'd recommend having 4 or 5 or 6 nucs available to just use the queens, so that you don't have to call somebody up and try to get a nuc, or you're trying to introduce a queen in a non-ideal situation like now. We're in the dearth. There's really nothing blooming. The bees aren't happy. They're not prone to accept queens. There's a lot of old bees in the colony, so there's a lot of situations that make it difficult to introduce just a caged queen. But taking that nuc, I can just take the entire nuc and put that entire nuc into that colony, and they're instantly queen right once again. And like I said earlier, 99 times out of 100, that queen will be accepted because she has, pounds of her own bees with brood emerging, and it's just ready to go. And that'll boost up that hive because they were a little weak adding some bees, adding some brood, and getting them queen right again. So 2 pieces of this video: knowing how to diagnose whether or not you have a queen or not. Secondly, always keep nucs in your apiary and use them to your advantage. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to get notified of more videos as they come out in the future, make sure that you
push that like button
and sting that subscribe button. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.